Hello everyone and welcome to Factorio Empire, and it's time to play Seablock. Let's see what we did in the previous episode. In the previous episode we built Sapphirite, what's the name? Crystals. Sapphirite crystals plant, stereotite crystals plant, and Obmonium crystals. Well, it's almost constructed, but it's already working. And in today's episode, I feel like we need to finish with and construct Robite and CROTINIUM crystals. Let's do this. We even gave the bots some work for that. Let's actually take a look and try to understand what exactly is needed for Robite. Oh, for Robite it's tricky. We need nitric acid. And for CROTINIUM. For CROTINIUM we need hydrochloric acid. And I believe the numbers that we are going for here are 42, I think, right? We require 56. Yep, that's how much we want. So let's ask here for 42. Oh, wait, what am I doing? Let's ask for 42 as well. 42. Right. For that we need to get some hydrochloric acid. How do we get it? We are getting it by consuming hydrogen chloride. And this one, we already have it. We already have actually lots of it. So we could, in theory, just request a lot of hydrogen chloride from here. We have like almost full tanks of it here. Right, let's do this. So in order to transport the thing, we need to get... we need to go there. First of all. Right. First of all, we want to go there and specify that we want to receive some barrels or whatever we are using for transporting. Hydrogen chloride. It's this one, right? No. Ferric chloride. Where is it? Hydrogen chloride. Look at this. And it looks like we need to have gas bottles for that. Okay. Let's do that. A bit slow. Updates per second are less than 60, unfortunately. That is unfortunate, but yeah, is what it is. I'm rendering an episode, so that's why CPU is busy, I guess, something. Let's ask for canisters, right? That's what we wanted. We wanted these ones, canisters, because if we search for hydrogen chloride, it'll be here. Bottled hydrogen chloride gas. That means that we need to have a bottle, right? Right, let's do this. Let's ask to receive some empty bottles. These ones. And I don't know what's a good number. I guess standard number is as good as any. And it should... Okay, nice. We have it. For a moment I was wondering whether we're actually getting... How should partially transport them. Because we don't have lots of space here. Maybe I could just do it like this and pull the belt here. Like this. Yeah, I feel like this should be good enough. This will be good enough. And here what is happening is that we are pumping all hydrogen chloride gas out of this thing. Okay, there are some leftovers, like I used to have pumps here, but I don't feel like we actually need them. It probably will work without any pumps here. So I need to have a barrel and pump, and I wanted to produce some so I wanted to basically barrel the things like this gas into bottles that we'll get from here. The problem is that I kind of wanted to look really nice, and it's not looking the way I want it to look yet. Let's see. What if we place things like this and like this? Yeah. This is the way. I like this placement. Yeah. And we'll be using just one barrel and pump for all our needs. It should be enough. Actually, we don't need to have this thing going down. We can barrel those in theory, but I don't want to change it because these are so close, like they're so close, so nearby that I just don't want to spend traffic of trains. Yes, it's maybe not ideal, the fact that we have these connections, but it's okay. It's not a big deal. It's taken a while. It's taken our robots quite a long time to do this. And we are using sodium hydroxide for, I believe, for aluminium. Oh, look at this. We have some robots flying. Let's take a look at this part of our base and see whether we can actually construct all of this relatively soon. So we are working not on Rubite now, we are working on CROTINIUM. Let's think how we want to build nitrogen, not nitrogen, nitric acid. Because for Rubite, chunks for these ones, we'll need to have nitric acid. And we already have something prepared for this, actually. We actually have something already for that. So, in theory, we could just build it. The question is where. I kind of want... And to figure out where we want to build it, we need to take a look at blue circuits. I want to get a feeling for... Wait, are you interested in blue circuits or in... these things, integrated electronics. Right, integrated electronics is a component for blue circuits. Okay, sounds good. Let's say we're going for blue circuits and we want to have, I don't know, 5 per second. Interesting. We will not be able to support this many blue circuits. Yeah, it's just not gonna happen. But let's try, let's see. So we'll bring advanced... Let's try to build it for 5 processing units, blue circuits per second. But in reality, this build will not really be working. Processing boards, what do we need here? This looks very, very similar to what we had before, except we need to have persistent substrate. Okay, let's compare. This thing, needs solder, board, and 2 of this. And this one has 1 more recipe. Interesting. Very interesting. And this one is also kind of similar to what we've been doing. Wow. So we need fiberglass board, and that is produced from liquid resin and glass fiber. And liquid resin. Do we have to produce it right there? Or can we copy our liquid resin build? Because 200 liquid resin, is it a lot or not? Let's take a look. When we are producing resin here, we built it only for 75. Wow. And here we need 200. That's a lot. This is a lot. I feel like it might be a good idea to build this thing inside 1 block. Right, and glass fiber. What do we need for glass fibers? We need to have molten glass. And that's the only way. And to get molten glass, we need to get glass mixture. But we do have some molten glass, right? We have some glass here. We have molten glass here, so in theory we could change this recipe to generate both molten glass and the other thing. What was it? And this one, glass fiber. We could build both of this in one place. Yeah, let's do this. Let's say that this part will be about... Let's change a little bit the text here. We want to have glass here. This can be deleted. Right. We want to have glass fiber here. And we want to have cement a little bit kind of more centrally, I guess. This can be deleted. Right. So that's the plan. Actually, do we even need cement? We don't need cement here. We are not planning on exporting cement, I think. Let's rename this. Let's say we are also interested in fiberglass. It is, or glass fiber. And this is the output. Glass fiber. Nice. And we'll update it at some point. We'll have it. That probably means that we'll need to update our monitoring dashboard to also look at that thing. Not only at glass and silicon, but also at glass fiber. Right, we can adjust it, I guess, later. Or we could adjust it now. Let's adjust it now, since we can do that. Okay. We copy 1 line. And yeah, we'll place it. Nice. And then we'll fix the dashboard. Meanwhile, let's get back here to this part. We want this thing to look only at bottles. And this one should have a recipe about about filling these bottles with hydrogen chloride, right? That's what we are doing, I think. Hydrogen chloride, right? And I also need to put a limit to... Where is hydrogen chloride? Hydrogen chloride bottles. I think we're using 2,500, right? It's a limit. Let's take a look. This is 2,000. Yeah, we are filling slightly more than one. We are filling slightly more than one train with bottles. Yeah. Now let's get back to the CROTINIUM build. And the robots haven't finished building it, unfortunately. So I guess we'll have to wait. I'm a bit surprised it's taking robots so long, but at the same time, maybe I shouldn't really be surprised about that. It's okay. It is fine. How do we... We need this one, right? I feel like we need it. Yeah, we'll need it in order to request something. And we'll need this one to request these bottles that we just kind of bottled there. Let's see. This has correct name. This doesn't have correct name. This is refining. Sure. Let me paste. This is the requester, first of all. And this is also a requester. We have two requesters here. Interesting. And we want to call this one something about CROTINIUM. Refining, CROTINIUM, input. We actually need to request stuff. And we'll do the same for a byte. Because for a byte, we will need to get nitric acid. Speaking of nitric acid, I thought we needed it for blue chips. Is it actually the case? Let's see. So this part, titanium plate, we'll get it easily. Processing board. We are looking into this. And processing board really requires integrated electronics. That's the only interesting part here. Which looks very straightforward, to be honest. This is looking very straightforward. So that means that we don't actually need nitric acid for this one. But why did we need nitric acid? I thought we needed it for something. I was sure that we needed it for some... Oh right, we need it for advanced processing unit. For the black one. Okay. Okay, that's fine. We need it for the black one. Can we build a little bit of nitric acid right here? That's the question. Just a tiny bit. Let's say because this thing actually has whatever is this material. I forgot how it's called, but basically it has this thing, and we can use the thing to produce nitric acid. If we were to try to generate 42 crystals, we will need for that let me see what's happening here. 42. This should probably be 70%. Right, so we'll be getting 10.5 of this sodium nitrate. And we will need to consume it to produce nitric acid, and we need 200 nitric acid here. In order to produce 200 nitric acid, actually 210, right? That's the number we're interested in. 110. 10 and here. 110. I don't want to use first recipe. I'm just not really interested in this one. So second recipe. It will not be taking that much space, actually. And the third one will also... Okay, third one is a little bit more involved. But you can... I feel like we can build this part. Maybe. And it will be generating some nitric acid in place. And we might not even need to build another build yet. Here. This might be enough. Will we have enough space? Let's see. Will we have enough space here for all of this? So, 2 hydro plants. We can feed them. 9. It's a bit tricky to feed. You know, this is a bit tricky. I don't want to do it here. We will be producing nitric acid somewhere else. And this might be... No, this is probably not the best place. So I want it to be close to the chips. Chips will be here. We could try and produce acid here. Right, let's say we will have nitric acid right here. It will be delivered here. It can be delivered there. I mean, it's not ideal because we'll need to, I guess, move things across the whole base, but this is the way I want it to be. I want to have a nitric acid here. This is the one. Have nitric acid produced right here. And let's also figure out where we'll be placing processing units, blue chips. Maybe we should follow the same approach, right? Maybe we should have blue chips produced here, because if you have something, the red chips will go like this and will be delivered here to blue chip production. Blue chips, yeah, blue chips. And we will also need this part, I believe, right? Processing substrate here. Actually, let's make it a little bit different. Let's move it a bit above, because in the beginning I will be using this one to get us gold copper wire. We don't have it yet, we aren't producing it yet, but we kinda need gold copper wire. Right, so let's produce it. And the question is, what should we do with liquid resin? We'll figure out. Resin might actually go here, but the thing is, let's check. Resin, liquid resin. What exactly do we need for it? What exactly do we need it for? We need it to produce resin, and we need it to produce fiberglass board. There is no other use for it. That means that we can be producing fiberglass boards here. Or we can combine it. We can actually combine the process. Let's take a look. So glass fiber will be delivered to us, right? It will be delivered, and we don't need a lot, we need 5 per second. It's not a lot. We will be producing a lot of fiberglass board, so maybe it makes sense not to transport it, but that means that we'll need to somehow get 200 liquid resin. Okay, ferric chloride solution, that's straightforward, right? We know that. We'll need hydrogen chloride gas for that, which it's kind of available here, so it will be delivered by trains over there. You know what, let's build the spot. Right. Right, so this part will be kinda built by robots. Let's take a look. Oh, look at this. We have this part mostly finished. Right? Let's maybe get a couple of roboports here. And we could even do something like this to make sure the spot is filled. And we can start copying the blocks. I'd say we can copy this one. They're all the same, to be honest. And since they're all the same, we might as well copy this one to have a slightly better connection here. I don't want to copy it yet. I don't want to connect it to the things above just yet. So I feel like this is the way this part is supposed to be placed. We do not need oxygen at all. It's just not needed. We do need this port somewhere here. Doesn't really matter where exactly. We don't need this part. And this whole thing will need to be changed a little bit, I feel. I feel like this will have to be changed, actually quite a bit. Why am I focusing on Bottleneck? Alright, because it's in Bottleneck CROTINIUM. I got it now, because that's actually what we care about here. Right, we don't need this thing. You know what, I want to delete all of that. This is completely unnecessary. We will need to have belts returned, right? Sorry, not belts, the bottles. We'll need to have bottles returned. So that's one thing that we could kind of consider doing from the very beginning. And we could request some bottles and we will transport them over here. Transport them here, and now I guess we could add this like barreling thingy. What's it called? Barreling pump. So we could use barreling pump in order to unbarrel lots of things. So we'll be unbarreling hydrogen chloride, and we will need to produce some of it. Here, let's see. We need to get hydrochloric acid. To get the acid, we need to have a lot of hydrogen chloride gas and some purified water. Purified water, you know how we'll be getting it. We'll be getting it by placing a couple of hydro plants. That's really easy. And this thing requires 3.8. That's okay, we'll basically copy this thing a couple of times. Except the difference is that we'll want to use a different recipe. We want to have this recipe. Wait. This recipe. That gets purified water on one side and another thing on the other side. Let's copy it and we can paste it a couple of times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Is this the right number? 14. What? Should be 7. We have 7. Nice. This is looking good. And now it's just a matter of providing some purified water. And for purified water, we know what we'll do. We'll take 2 of this and we'll place them. I want to take a look on which side we have purified water. I actually have really hard time seeing. Okay, it's on the left side. So maybe we'll place them like this. I'll have 1 purified water and another one. Except I want to do it this way. 1 and the other one. Nice. We'll just add some space for the offshore pumps. Connect the thing directly and we'll add a couple of clarifiers. Right, 1 clarifier, 2nd clarifier. And this should be it. This should be... I could have it working just with 1 purple. So, and this should allow us to... Like, this should get us enough purified water from that side. From this side, we will be unbarreling the things. We'll be unbarreling hydra... whatever the thing was. Hydrogen chloride gas. And we'll be getting hydrochloric acid from it. Nice. Now, the only thing that is still kind of unfinished, I could say, is this recipe. Right. Hydra... Empty hydrogen chloride. That's what we want, right? We want to empty hydrogen chloride. Because we want to use hydrogen chloride. Right. So this seems to be correct. We want to connect the power. We'll connect the power, nice. And we can actually start... Wow, I'm surprised that it's actually turned off. It's supposed to be turned on. Right, and we can start requesting hydrogen chloride bottles. 200. And it should just work at some point. Let's take a look whether everything is correct on the other side. We are not producing enough inserters. What's the reason for that? We don't have enough power. Why are we short on power? Because we're requesting more than 600 megawatts. Okay, that is a problem. Our base just doesn't have any power. No power at all. Okay, that stuff will be constructed at some point. For now, what I'm really interested in, I want to set proper conditions. We have a good condition here. We are short how much? How many barrel pumps we need for that? We need 1 barrel pump. Okay, so what we are doing basically, like, this speed is enough. That's the important part. And if it stops being enough, we can rearrange the spot to make it consume more bottles of gas. One thing, okay, we have the filter here. Everything is looking good. And we are finally consuming hydrogen chloride gas. We still don't have any kind of flaring. No, we do have flaring. Right, we are flaring actually. Okay, that's good. This is really good. The fact that we have flaring it's good. Let's get back to this build that we are trying to build now. We're trying to build this one. And we are missing one rubber port to ensure the coverage is good. I don't know. I'm not sure. Do I want to keep it? We probably do not want to keep it kind of long term. Right? As soon as these things are produced and like properly constructed, we can remove this like extra rubber ports. Right, but for now we can get this part done. We can connect these things this way. We're going to delete this line and we'll paste it like this. Nice. So now we have CROTINIUM, which should be delivered here at some point. Are we shut on CROTINIUM again? I thought we fixed CROTINIUM. Well, we haven't really fixed it, but it's almost like it's not as bad as it could have been, I guess. We don't have Givelite, Stirotite, and CROTINIUM. Okay, and we'll need to change this recipes at some point. Maybe we should change them now. What? How did it get destroyed? We exported more power. How did we export more power? It should be impossible to do unless we forgot to disconnect this part. Right. We don't want the power from what am I doing? I'm clicking too much. We don't want the power from this network, from this one, 20 megawatts, that are powering this base. We don't want it to be delivered. Let me just manually disconnect the thing very quickly. We don't want it to be exported into the main network. Right, that's the idea. That is the idea. Okay, hopefully now we shouldn't be having these kinds of issues anymore. And we can finish building this block. Okay, right, I needed to set filter. We always should be setting filter here. This is hydrogen bottles. They will be going here. They will be unbottled and sent right back. Okay, let's copy this part. I am pretty sure, yep, we're missing this connection again. Happens all the time. Always, we're always missing this red cable here. Okay, now our base is just struggling. Yeah, that's the only thing I can say. I thought we had some extra power available to us, but it doesn't seem to be the case. We are like completely short on chunks. Yeah, we are short on everything. We are short on chunks. This thing is producing stereotype and CROTINIUM. This one's actually they kind of match this one, right? No, CROTINIUM should have been on the left. Okay, I'm not gonna be fixing this. It just doesn't matter, like the exact recipes that I'm using here. We could add some icons for crystal catalysts here, just so that it's a bit kind of clear what exactly is happening in this part of the base. Yeah, all of those builds are the same, and we'll have the same thing built here, right? That's the idea, that's our plan. To build even more. Okay, that was the wrong placement of the tag. To build even more jet processing blocks, to have even more ores. Right, so if we go back to the spot, we have hydrogen chloride, at least some of it, and we'll have more, we'll get more once this belt is fully constructed. Right, this thing takes all the bottles it can get, it exports them, and yep, it exports them. Now, we got the research, by the way. We got a really huge research done. It was super expensive, this one. 4.5 thousand science, and now we, in theory, are able to build blue chips, but we actually cannot because we do not have gold. So we're missing gold and we're missing titanium. We're missing two things required for this chip, and we're also missing the glass thingy. However, speaking of glass, we do have glass 2 recipe researched. That means that I want to add it to the list. I want to have glass 2 and glass fibers. Right? Where are they? I want these ones. And I want both of them to be kind of produced at the same place. Right, we can do that. It's all very, very slow because I don't even know why. I don't even like fully understand the problem, why our build is so slow. I could maybe change the recipe everywhere here, but it still doesn't really. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not getting it. I am not getting it. So we copied this one. I'm going to place it here. We are not missing any inserters or anything like that, right? It doesn't look like we're missing inserters. It seems to be built correctly. So now the only thing that we are missing here are CROTINIUM chunks, and I am actually not sure whether I'm doing the right thing by consuming the chunks via this process. I am not sure, not fully convinced it's the right idea, because well, the problem here is that we need CROTINIUM chunks like these ones for copper, and we are short on CROTINIUM. Actually, we are not short on CROTINIUM chunks. We are short on CROTINIUM like crushed CROTINIUM and crushed steatite. I need to figure out something better for this too. Or I just need to increase the production by quite a bit. Yeah. It might be needed. We might need to increase the production by a lot. And in which case, I probably want to place like geode builds here, because I can fill them like any empty space. I want to have one cell here empty for the power, and maybe it's actually time to start switching the power now without waiting for nuclear, because I wanted to wait until we get like nuclear power to make it really nice, but I don't think we can wait that long, because we already don't have, like, we are having power issues as things stand right now, and that's not good. Having power issues is not good. Right, maybe we should build this thing pretty much right now. Okay, we'll build it. We can collect some stuff that is just lying around, like lying in the base somewhere. Okay, we're getting some of it. Nice. I don't know. I don't know. I have a feeling that it almost looks to me that this build is not working the way it's supposed to be working. Right, because we consumed these geodes. Okay, that explains it. We got red geodes and it slowed us down quite a bit. This part is slowed down because of green geodes. These are working fine. Maybe I should have a dedicated build, like a separate one, that will be processing geodes. Maybe that would be better. And I could disconnect geode processing from these builds, so that they always run in non-stop. I don't know. We'll have to think about it. We'll have to think about it a bit. Can I increase the speed now? Almost. It's kind of helping. It helped by a little bit, like 20 extra updates per second. You know, it's like plus 30%. It's pretty good. I'm not sure about the Robite chunks. Let's actually, you know what? Let's take a look at the recipes that we're actually researching. So we want to have titanium ore, and we need Robite crystals for it. We want to have gold ore, and we need Robite crystals for it. Cobalt. We can produce cobalt actually now. And uranium. We can get cobalt, and with cobalt... Oh, this is gonna be great. This will be great. Okay. Okay, here is the plan. Here's the plan. We have lots of recipes. Alright, I need to kind of figure this out. Here is the plan. We got this thing, steam turbine. It requires cobalt steel. For cobalt steel, we needed some crystals, like to get the process that, like this process requires some crystals. Javelite crystals, CROTINIUM crystals, and Bottleneck crystals. The thing is that we have all of these crystals now. We got all of them. The only part that's missing is Yeah, hybrid catalyst, but we haven't researched it yet. Basically, we can produce cobalt right now. Well, once this research is finished, but it will happen at some point. So we will be able to produce cobalt. And with cobalt, we'll be able to produce turbines. And with turbines, we'll have slightly more compact power build here and here, and basically like everywhere. And here it will be a bit nicer, which means that we will be able to fit it in one chunk, and we can fit it right here. We can fit one build here, which will power this line. We can fit another build here that will power this line, and another build here that will power this one. So we'll have 3 builds, and it should work really, really well. All this will work really, really great. The only question is where should I place them? So they will be getting some fuel, I guess, like this. It can be dropped, I guess, here in the middle. No, it can be dropped here. No, it can be dropped here. It will be right. So the fuel will go like this. It will drop the cargo, and then the used up cells and whatnot will be taken from here. And that's if we go with nuclear, but I don't think we actually want to have nuclear. Why would we want to have nuclear now when everything will be working fine on fluid? That's a good question. I don't think we need to think about nuclear yet, because we don't require this much power, and more importantly, our power poles do not support it. So let's actually write the plan. So the first thing that we need is cobalt steel. This will be the first thing that we'll build. The second thing will be dedicated power for columns, right? For block columns, or let's say for ore columns. So we'll have 3 dedicated power blocks built. We will... Oh, no. What is going on here? We have a problem. So first of all, one thing that I need to do, I need to place a rudder here. And second thing is we need to deal with the swarms, because they're just killing all of our robots, and that's not good. I don't like when worms are killing robots. Okay. Yeah, this thing is almost constructed. As you can see, it's like almost there, but we are missing CROTINIUM chunks. So we really shot on crushed ore. Like this parts of builds are, you could say, a little bit overbuilt, but the top part, it just doesn't give us enough ores, unfortunately. And what that also means, it means that we'll need to start landfilling this area to get even more blocks here. We can do that. It shouldn't be that hard, but it might take us some time. It will take us some time to get them. Right, this part is fully constructed. This one is fully constructed. This ones I'm not gonna touch because they already in use. Okay, we could start building things here, to be honest. Could landfill some area here. And once we get this area landfilled, we'll start clearing out the biters. And I guess it's also... it might be safe to also place things here. Okay. This is looking good. What we did today, we planned a little bit the base to have a slightly better understanding of what exactly we are building where, right? So we'll have power. How do we mark power? We're marking power with this sign, but it's not actually this sign that we'll have. We'll have a turbine. Where is it? We'll have this one, steam turbine. Will be here. Another turbine will be here. I think another one will go here. So that's the idea with this area, and we also want to add a couple of catalysts. So we'll have catalyst production here, and catalyst like geode production. I'm just marking it with green catalyst because like that's the only way you're able to get geodes, right? You can get them only not geodes. The only way to get catalysts, speaking like token is hard, especially it's a bit late now. No, it's Factorio. So it's hard to keep track of time a little bit, but the point is that the only way to produce crystal catalysts and hybrid catalysts is with geodes, and that's why I initially started to use the sign for the builds. The fact that we actually have to, like, the fact that we're actually producing lots of ores as part of that, it's like a bonus. It's like an extra bonus. Alright. So let's see. Did this part fully process extra geodes? Yes, it did. We are producing lots of things. All of this are green. No, not all of this are green. They're like mostly green, but some of them are yellow. These two are yellow. Alright, because we are not producing it to the fullest. I really want to get crystallizer 2. Because once we get crystallizer 2... oh, we even have it kind of available. We will only need titanium and reinforced concrete bricks. Right? Titanium we can... oh, and processing unit. Okay, this is gonna be very expensive. This will be pretty expensive. Upgrade. But I feel it will help a lot with production of ores. Nice. Let's clear this area of turrets, and we can actually finish construction of this block by placing these two blueprints, and we need to place this one for the radar. We already had radar, so that wasn't actually needed. Nice. I like it. I like what I'm seeing here. So next step is to maybe build this part with nitric acid. Yeah, do I have it in To-Do list? We need to add it. Nitric acid, right? And we need to have we need to rename this one and say that we need Robite. That's the only one that remains. And let's then fill this area so that we are ready to produce a lot of nitric acid. Alright. Nice. That is it. This was episode... I forgot the number. That was episode 114. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers!